Teach my son.
You say when a man and a woman really love each other, and then another man is jealous, they have a match for magic pills.
Yeah, we're watching Viagra, and they're talking about sex tapes, showing them, and I'm like, oh man.
They help you love somebody more.
Yeah.
That's what Viagra does.
Or help them love you more.
One of those.
Something like that.
They could have done, for that thing, they could have done the 10 WCW most awful, weirdest matches.
Scott Hall in a box.
Oh my God! The look on when Booker T pulls that thing out, and the look he gives, it's one of the weirdest things. Or they did the monster, did the pinata on a pole. They did the monster truck where it looked
that was so bad. When
Giant falls over the wall. Yeah, Giant falls over the wall. They could have just done WCW stuff. That one I didn't like because it ended with Undertaker, which should not be on the top of anybody's list of anything.
You hold that match dear to your heart, huh?
Terrible.
I wouldn't call that a unique match, but
and the build up to that was horrible, and poor Brett and Owen had to go on. They weren't the main event of that SummerSlam. They
weren't. Taker versus Taker was the main event.
And God bless Brett.
But the people's main event was Brett versus Owen.
Yeah, right. Brett versus Owen. God bless Bret Hart that he decided they were going to go as long as he wanted them to go, which was good because the Undertaker ended up only being like 8 minutes or whatever. That was the right move. Oh, I would have had Owen beat Bret during that thing. I would have had Owen beat Bret and then lose the title back to Bret. But I would have had Owen win the title at some point.
That was a great, and not to go even further off topic, but I loved that they had Bulldog and
Neidhart
in the stands, sitting in the stands, had tickets to the event.
Yeah,
and they were sitting there the whole show.
They used to put Stu was in there all the time, and Bobby Heenan would make fun of Stu Hart, and I remember the Survivor Series in Boston where it was the Owen heel turn where it was the Hart brothers all together, and Stu is wearing a Boston Bruins jersey or Boston Bruins jacket, and Heenan says how he stole it from the concession stand. And great stuff with Stu Hart. Rest in peace, the Hart family.
So are we on to MMA news now?
I suppose. So Rhianna, you're welcome to stay on and listen to MMA news, or you can.
She's probably got way better things to do than listen to me talk.
Other stuff to get into.
Well, I have nothing to contribute to MMA news. Not that I have much to contribute to this thing, but you know.
Well, Rhianna, where can the people find you?
On the tweeters, I'm usually hanging out there. You can find me at Rhiannamator, RhiannamaTor.
All one word?
Yes. And you can listen to me at Mega Powers Radio at geeksoftheindustry.com. We have a
fantastic
nice network of podcasts there, so that's
how come we're not on geeksoftheindustry.com?
I don't know.
You're shining us?
I don't choose who is on there.
Nick's just trying to whore himself out to anyone who wants
anybody.
Nick's a whore anyway.
I know.
We all know that.
I am a whore. I admit I'm a whore. I make no bones.
We weren't judging you.
Nick is trying to get the 4CR title belt and then take it to geeksoftheindustry.com and put it in.
There's not any exclusivity. This is like I could be like Adam Cole or Alberto El Patron. Like I can have multiple title belts, right, from different companies.
Why not?
Sure.
If the money's right?
Or Red Dragon. You know, any of these guys that have the multiple. By the way, Jushin Thunder Liger is still the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Correct.
In what universe is that Junior Heavyweight right now?
He doesn't weigh that much, right?
He's a fat fuck.
It's the outfit he wears.
He's in that division because, traditionally that's his division.
Yes, but come on.
Kayfabe.
Okay. Well, Rhianna, thank you for joining us. We will see you in 5 or 6 weeks in California.
Sunny California.
I can't wait.
Since we don't have a fourth, it'll be the three of us sharing one big bed.
Oh.
Hey.
Party time.
Yeah.
Corey in the middle.
Corey and I have already shared a bed, and Rhianna and I have shared all kinds of things. So
Oh boy.
it will be a triple threat during.
Oh boy.
Now I don't know where we're going to put all the indie wrestlers that we're going to be picking up, but I want our room to sort of look like an orgy of sorts.
Right.
We are at the independent.
Closet.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm not touching it.
That's what she said.
As far as you know. But we'll be at the Indie Wrestling, the WrestleCon Hotel, so I expect there'll be shenanigans.
Just find Candice and Veda.
Yeah, but then we got to get rid of Johnny Gargano and Veda's boyfriend. So
That shouldn't be a problem.
All up for some shenanigans.
Okay. Well, thank you, Rhianna, for joining us. You can follow her at Rhiannamator, all one word, on Twitter. We always appreciate you bringing whatever it is you bring to the table.
Sure. No problem.
Talk to you later, honey.
Bye, Ray.
Gentlemen.
Well, there we go. Fantastic. Before we go to MMA news, Josh, is there any other updates on the Fastlane pay-per-view, SmackDown?
Let me check here.
Maybe after that match they might announce something.
Yeah, something might happen there, but it's sounding like that 6-man isn't going to happen.
Oh, so what is wrong with
anything's possible. Let's see. Well, let's see. We've got that matches over here, so let's see.
Who won?
Rollins won clean with a curb stomp.
Nice. Very nice.
Spoiler alert. Let's see. Said to be a great match. Mercury and Noble came out, and the Authority surrounded the ring with Ryback and Rowan inside. They beat him down.
There we go.
Kane and Big Show hit a double choke slam on Rowan, and Rollins at the curb stomp. The Authority stood strong until Ryback came back for the save.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
They're going to announce it day of the show.
Probably before that. I think after SmackDown airs, like Friday or something, on Twitter, they'll put that match out there.
Ryback got hit with a curb stomp at the end.
Beautiful. Was it on a chair?
Doesn't say anything about a chair. So, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I think will happen.
Was Bray Wyatt there?
He's there, I'm sure, yeah.
They did a video promo where he said the thing about I find me or I'll find you. Papa Shango's got to be shaking in his booth.
The fact that Wyatt went out there and puked.
That seems so weird. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, did he just is he battling like a stomach bug, or did he take like a bad bump on his belly and he had eaten?
I don't know if he was he on the Abu Dhabi trip? I don't know. Maybe he caught something over there if he was there.
Oh, you got to be careful. You get those parasites.
He's got a big match coming up. You can't have him getting physically ill right now.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Abu Dhabi, very quickly.
How the fuck do you translate into Abu Dhabi? Seriously?
Speaking of Abu Dhabi.
How do you translate it to that?
Darren Young was very critical of the company going to Abu Dhabi because Abu Dhabi is in a country where homosexuality is punishable by death.
And the Divas can't go there either, right?
Well, they show way too much skin.
Okay, so keep going.
So what do you think about something like this? What the company obviously wants to have an international flair to it, and they're going to go to certain places, but they're going to go to certain countries that have customs and cultures and
you don't want to go somewhere where there could be a huge incident like that, though. I mean, I don't blame them because that could have gotten like bad.
Well, I mean, it got bad in a pretty progressive country like Brazil with Chris Jericho and the flag.
Right.
I mean, it could get really bad in a country like
really bad out there. Like, that's not really a place where you want to really mess around.
You remember when Vader attacked the guy in Kuwait and they arrested him?
Yeah.
But should they? My point, I think, is should they be going to these countries?
Sure. I don't think they should ever be afraid to go anywhere. Well, in certain...
I don't know if afraid, but should they take a moral stand and say, we're not going to go to a country where...
A company like the WWE is not making a moral stand against going to a country like the United Arab Emirates, where there's money just everywhere. There's so much money. They bought, that part of the world bought itself a World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, that's hard to say. I get it, but you can't deny people going to that spot. They got fans over there. I think they had good houses when they went there. So you can't deny those people just because, they think a certain way.
But
and
by the way, is that World Cup still in Qatar?
As far as I know, yeah, they haven't changed it yet.
I would have taken a big bribe to give them the World Cup.
But that's the thing. It's like they go to these countries and apparently they charge exorbitant ticket prices. So they have these huge gates. And they probably jack up the price of their merch as well. Because the people over there have the money and they're looking to spend it, even if it is, just a total sausage fest.
It's a business. That's what we all got to remember. This is a business first.
Well, just remember, I mean, it's not the UAE, but there are countries that American businesses are legally prohibited from doing business in. Because, you can't go to Iran, for example. There's not going to be, I'm sorry for the Iron Sheik, but there's not going to be any WWE shows in Tehran and some other countries. So the American businesses are hampered or are handcuffed by certain things, but the UAE is, like Josh said, it's an incredibly wealthy country. And I actually had a friend of mine, or a friend of a friend really, worked for an American law firm and worked in Dubai. And he's, the amount of wealth and what his apartment was like in a big high rise in Dubai was just incredible. And he would say everyone in Dubai would go to Bahrain for the weekend and everyone in Bahrain would go to Dubai for the weekend. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. We like to be progressive minded on this show. We like to talk about the hard stuff, if you will. But speaking of hard stuff, there was an amazing UFC card last weekend. And I'm sure there's one this weekend too.
There is.
Yeah, of course there is. So why don't we send it over to Corey to discuss what happened, what's happening, and any other news from the world of mixed martial arts.
Well, unlike the false advertisement that Nick just said, there was a UFC show this past weekend, but it was not awesome in any way. It was the fight night from Broomfield, Colorado, a one-fight card, and the one fight that I was actually kind of interested in did actually turn out to be a really good fight. Ben Henderson versus Brandon Thatch in the main event of the evening. Henderson making his welterweight debut and looked pretty good. Submitted Thatch in the fourth round by rear naked choke. Thatch, who had a big size, height, reach, everything advantage over Henderson. Henderson just, still played his game, was able to take Thatch down. As the fight went on, he got better. Thatch really kind of gassed out. And Ben Henderson wins his welterweight debut. So it'll be interesting to see if he either stays at welterweight or if he goes back down to lightweight. So this should be interesting matchups for him in both divisions, but still a pretty nice, impressive debut for Ben Henderson in the welterweight division. Other than that, just snooze fest the rest of this show. Like, it was just bad. Like, there was no names. It was just boring. Like, you couldn't get into it. Like, it was just waiting for the main event. Main event didn't start until, I think almost 1. It just dragged on and on and on and on for some reason. That's a big problem the UFC has with these fight night shows, is they don't know how to pace it. It just keeps going. Like, the pay-per-views, they got it down pat. It starts at 10, it's going to be over by the latest at 12:30. So how it'll go. But these fight nights, man, sometimes because of the commercials they gotta run, it just takes fucking forever to get to. So one fight card, thankfully that was over with. Before we get to the preview of this Sunday night show, going head to head with Fastlane, that should be exciting.
And the Oscars.
The Oscars. Big night this Sunday night. Fastlane, UFC, the Oscars.
Thank God they didn't do SNL 40 that same night.
Oh, they wouldn't have done that.
It would have been impossible because there's so many of those people that are going to be at the Oscars.
Exactly, yeah. So let's go through the quick news / fight announcements that we got this week. Of course, the biggest news was what happened today with the hearings of Anderson Silva, Nick Diaz, Hector Lombard. All have been put under temporary suspensions. Silva, news came out that he failed his post-fight test for 3 different drugs. Yeah, well, what are you going to do? It sounds like he's got some serious mental issues because 2 of the drugs are for, withdrawal of alcohol and insomnia. So right now I think Anderson Silva's got more problems than just he took steroids.
Well, What about him? He keeps saying how he didn't take anything and he stands by his. Is he just going to completely ignore this? And now he's going to go down